Okay, so hi guys, people who are new here. My name is Rimjhim. I graduated from NIFT Bangalore in 2016, and this is the session for briefing of NIFT situation test, and we are doing this through Artpop. So anyone who is here, we will just try to understand first what situation test is. Second, I have given situation test on offline, so I will share my experience because from past 2 years the situation test hasn't happened at all. So you definitely need a person who has appeared in the exam, has cleared the exam, and has understood this thing. Third thing is that we will make sure that we will try to understand things that we need to do or we don't need to do in situation test. Okay, so this is what we'll try to do. So coming up with first thing, which is what is situation test. Situation test simply means that you are given a situation and you have to come out with design solutions. It's not different than anything which is a cat paper. So in cat paper, what was given? Design a memento. On Corona Warriors, you made the sketch, right? And the same sketch was inspired from some theme. You gave front view, side view, back view, all these kinds of views, and you made sure that you represented now in 3D as a prototype model in situation test. That's what situation test is. For example, if you had designed a bag and there are clients and there are teachers, for example, and you want to show them that, ma'am, this is my design and this is how it looks like. So at the end, this is what NIFT situation test is. It is a 2 hour paper. Make sure you are writing notes and you are marking all these things, because uh, it right now when you have qualified for exam, you have just qualified. Your marks you don't know. So if 32 was cut off, you could have got 32.5 also, you could have got 50 also. So it does not guarantee your admission in college. So I am a little opposite, where I say, you should not be happy that you have cleared the first round. You should focus on this 20% which you can add to your result and to your marks, because for me it changed my rank completely. I think if it's NIFT Chennai that I was supposed to go, because of situation test, I ended up in NIFT Bangalore, because I am very, very sure that that 20% held a lot of weightage in my rank. Okay, now imagine doing 100 questions of GAT and getting 20% weightage, rather than doing one question of design that you love to do and getting 20%. So it's not such a difficult thing that people assume it to be, or it has become now online. It's not a craft and an art competition or a best out of waste exam. It's just whatever your design is, to showcase it in the best possible way through the materials provided. It's a prototype that you are creating of the design that you have made. So make this very, very clear. Now in 2 hours of NIFT situation test in an offline thing, it happens in your center, which is your closest NIFT center. It will happen in the classroom, and there will be kids sitting. Okay, so I am telling this because from past 3 years people have not had the experience of doing this exam, but I have had that experience of doing that exam. So in my exam, I gave it in NIFT Gandhinagar, in the center. I gave it in the room. It had 50 people sitting in. There was the invigilator who was a NIFT professor, because of course it's happening in NIFT. And you enter the class, you sit on the bench, and then there's a set of materials which is given to you in a packed sheet of paper. Okay, and on the right side there's a question paper which is kept. Now understand, NIFT always has options in the question. It's never a straight question which is given. So NIFT question also, if it will be of 100 marks, there will be options given. For example, there will be two or options. So in my exam, there were two questions which were given. First was to design a fashion ramp show. I gave exam in 2012. And First question was to make a fashion ramp show, and the or question was to make a bus conductor tool. When I gave the paper, the bus conductor tool wasn't like the tool which is right now. Right now, have you seen how bus conductor wears a tool. Varsha, do you know what a bus conductor carries? Asrita,
Yes, ma'am.
what does he carry? A box? A bag? I don't know. I don't know in your state who is carrying what.
Yeah, they do carry bags and bill thing.
Okay, they carry a bag and a bill thing. Isha, in your place in bus conductor, what do they carry?
Bag.
Bag? Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Bhumi, in your place, what do they carry?
No, what ma'am? I'm not listen question.
I said there's a bus conductor tool question that I got in exam to design a bus conductor's tool. So when you travel in buses in your city or state, you have had conductors, right, who collect the bills and all. Do you know anything which they carry? Is it a bag? Is it something electronic? What is it?
Ma'am, bag also and ma'am electronic also there.
Device. Yes, correct, correct, correct.
Yes, ma'am, where they cut that.
Ticket. Yeah. Yeah. So in Bangalore also, like where I have lived for so long, like now recently from 5, 6 years, there's this whole uh machine, like you have that swiping machine where you swipe money like that. There's a machine where ticket comes out and it's hanging in the neck. That time it wasn't there. Right now also in few places it's not there. So for me to decide that I had to which question should I do, it was very easy for me that everyone will choose a fashion ram show. Why should I do it? So my approach has always been like to choose questions which are a little difficult and a little different than what other people would be doing it, because everyone who wants to go into NIFT is like, I want to become a fashion designer. And I never had that kind of thought. I always wanted to design new things, be it fashion, be it accessory, be it product, or any kind of thing. So for me, when I looked around in the class, I saw that everyone became very berserk, or just started opening all the materials and started um, creating, like things as if this is the only 5 minutes left, like they were in a hurry. So I saw everyone was making a fashion ram show, so I decided that I'll make a bus conductor's tool. And of course, in situation test, there's a page which is given to you, which is your write up, which means is the same thing. People make a lot of hype about what a write up is. Write up is nothing. It's your concept note. It's what you were doing in your CAD paper. You were giving a name to your product. You were making front view, side view, back view. You were also writing your concept and describing things. So I started focusing on the write up. So in the first 15 minutes I made sure that I had a new design of my bus conductor tool. It would have a place to keep coins and changes because they need that. It would have a place to give the bill. It would be hangable. It would be like a like a suitcase kind of a bag that they can hang also, and easy to operate. It also had a scanner for different kinds of bus stops that are coming in. And of course, right now the technology that is coming up, we can use a lot of things which is happening in the world. So that was the whole idea of my bus conductor tool. Now after the 15 minutes, I made sure that I saw the materials and I started making the model. So I never thought of the materials and then my design. My design was always my priority, that no, this is what I want to make and this is what I will make because I'm getting marks on my design. So I made sure that I did the crafting or the making of the model or prototyping of the model exactly the same as the sketch, whichever thing could fit. If there was a circle, I cut a circle and I pasted the circle in the model. If there was a belt, I cut the paper and I made the strips and I hanged it. So it's a look alike. Okay, if someone gives you that, okay, Varsha, today I want you to make a furniture of a chair, so you will not go and make a 1:1 furniture and bring the wood and start cutting and doing it. A designer never does it. They'll make a prototype of it. They'll go to a carpenter and show them the small prototype and say, this is what I want you to make. It can be in 3D, it can be in graphics, same as your fashion design. Of course, I should know how the material work is, what is the cost of it, but at the end, it's the prototype we are making. Now, after all the things were finished, I made sure my table is clean, my model is in the center, my write up is on the side, and my leftover materials are cleaned and put on the other side. And I made sure I left the exam hall in the end because it's obvious that I have to be safe with my model and with myself. And when it was last 15 minutes left, I kept that last 15 minutes for doing the cleaning and for doing any kind of additional changes if I want to do. Or I kept those minutes for myself that if someone on my right or left has cheated with me and made the model exactly like me, I have enough time to change it. Okay, so I made sure I kept that time for accidents or some things that can happen which we have no control of. For example, cutting off hand from paper cutter. It's possible that blood flows out from hands and it disturbs everything. So requiring that time management is very important. Now, once my exam was over, um, I saw around and I got up and I was very happy because I could see everyone had made a fashion ram show and there's nothing new they would have done. And after that, I left the exam, and the checking of this NIFT exam happens by the NIFT teacher just after you have finished your exam. So, of course, there's no reevaluation for the models because after the exam is given and the marks are given, the teacher will come inside the room, mark, and just go out, and the models will be thrown. So don't expect that later on you are saying that, oh, I didn't do this, I had done so better. This right now in cat and cat, you have a proof, but there revaluation is not allowed. So you have to do your best irrespective of whatever situation you are in. And the most important thing to mention is that the person who has entered the room, they will see your model, they will hold your model, they will turn the model and everything. So make sure in a room full of 50, which is so minimum, thousands of people are giving the exam, you shine in that classroom by making something creative. And that's why that person would want to give that one seat to you in that center, right? So this is how my situation test was. Now let's talk about little things that you cannot do in situation test, right? You cannot do, because since there are a lot of videos and people make so many things, some people who are not even from NIFT, have not even passed NIFT, are talking on internet and these kinds of things. So I make sure that I'll tell you the things that you don't have to do irrespective of what people say, because I have gone through it and my students have gone through it, they have passed in it, they have gone to centers in it. So things not to do: first, you cannot write on the model or draw on the model. So, no pen, no pencil, no watercolor, no sketch pens, nothing can be on the model, because it's the most easiest thing to do. If there's a start button on my model, suppose I have made a button on my model and I have to do start on it, what I will do, the easiest thing, take a sketch pen and write this start. But that's not what you have to do. Instead of that, you have to make an icon of start and stick it, cut it and stick it. So pen, pencil, paper, sorry, not paper, pen, pencil, sketch pen, watercolor, you cannot write anywhere on the model. Now it's possible that you are designing a toy and a game, right? Question is to make a toy or a game design, and you thought that puzzles, you want to write PUZZLES on the top. That also needs to be cut PUZZLES and pasted. Do not use sketch pens and all these things because they look as the most easiest thing you have done. You have not taken any effort. That's why they are not even allowed in the first round, because drawing from sketch pen, brush pen, and drawing from color pencils are two different things. So do not use any kind of written thing on the model. You cannot even write anything which is related to your name, your religion, political, any kind of these things that reflect your identity in any way. For example, you have thought to make a question is to do Panchtantra tales. This has also come. Do Panchtantra tales in 3D, okay, and now you decided to make a Ganesha with a swastik sign. Not allowed. Not allowed. At the end, even if you don't want to, you are revealing your identity or you are talking about some religion. uh, Another thing, you cannot demean someone, which means like they asked you to make a product for a visually impaired person, and again and again you're trying to define this person can't see, his legs don't work, his hands don't work. No, there are terms for these things. It's called special needs products, or it's called visually impaired, hard of hearing. So you cannot demean someone from your design. Okay, you have to consider what's the social needs, and these kinds of things are there. uh, Things not to do: you cannot use any other material apart from the things which is given to you in exam. The only other things you can carry which will be allowed will be a fevicol, a scissor, a paper cutter, a ruler. Now for ruler, I always say to take a steel ruler, because plastic ruler, when you will use paper cutter, it will get cut. So always use a steel ruler, because that way if you will put pressure and you would want to cut a paper cutter, it will not go left and right on your plastic scale. Sometimes plastic scales come out. So you have your fevicol, you have your scissor, you have your paper cutter, you have your scale, you have your pencil and pen for your write up, pencil and pen for your write up, and rubber for your write up. That's it. Compass box, if you want to take a protractor, you can take it. Sometimes I also suggest people to wear a ring or to wear a watch. If you want to create textures, and to girls I always tell to increase the nails, it's good for situation tests, for sticking these things and all, it's helpful. And apart from the materials they have given, they will give you materials like which are the cheapest, because they have to give it to so many people. So if you expect that you will get handmade sheets of high quality, or ivory and cartridge sheets of high quality, or clay of fun school and hamlays, that's not gonna happen. So that's why I suggest all these students who always never try to take things from like, don't go and spend your money there in the stationery. Work on newspaper, work on cardboard from home, aluminium foil, wires in home, waste cloth in home, atta at home, clay atta same, soaps in home, um, rubber bands in home, straws, ice cream sticks, these kinds of materials which you can easily come up with. If you have your old earphones, the wires of those earphones, plastic that you have at home, milk packets, lace packets, you can convert them into these things. Till the time you're fixing your hands, and you have become little comfortable with the material. Don't go to a stationery shop and be like, bhaiya ye पांच cartridge की ये sheet दे दो, ये दे दो, वो दे दो, ये. You are just wasting your money. Instead of that, try to focus on creating your product from anything. Then the material they are giving will not matter, because you will become a pro of creating your prototype from any design you have made. Okay. Now after the material, let's talk about things do or that are important more than you remember giving exam, that I have had an experience of, or things to do. First thing, uh, be calm, don't be stressed, because this will be a different kind of a situation. It's not like you have to draw and just come out, and you are not in your space of your home where you are comfortable. So that stress thing of exam should be very low, and you need to calm yourself down, take a breather of 5 minutes, and understand and believe that you have cleared the first round, or you know what design is, and then jump on to the question. And don't jump on making the model without doing the write up or few rough sketches and brainstorming, because that's a part of a designer job or designer's skills to do. So do those kinds of things, then you will know, okay, I have to make a cube first, I have to make a square first, I have to make this, and divide your parts models into parts, and create few things and then add them together. Second thing you have to do, Clean your surroundings before, after. Your hands, they should always be clean. So carry a napkin or a tissue paper if they don't allow. Some wipes, I don't know if they allow tissue paper to you. In few centers they allow, but wipes and all you can carry, because your hands will get dirty. So make sure there's sweat and all these things are not there, or wear sweatpants like that, which you can clean your hands from. um, with sweatpants, I'm telling, give exam in the most comfortable clothes, the most comfortable clothes. So you are not in sweat, you are not in in an environment where you feel uncomfortable. So be very comfortable. um, Another thing, carry a water bottle. Of course you will carry, but please keep it down, don't keep it on the table. Sometimes it falls and destroys the model, so keep it down. Another thing to remember is that there are a lot of accidents that happen. It's possible some guy is coming and you just bump into the table and your model falls. That's an accident that can happen. An accident that can happen is someone liking your model and copying it completely. An accident can happen in that in middle of the paper your hand gets cut, or you were thinking that you want to make this but you couldn't make this. So make sure that you have enough ample of time to process these hazards or accidents which are happening, because they happen a lot in situation test. Okay. um, Another thing to do, which you should remember, is that sometimes it's not possible to make everything on the situation test model. It's not possible sometimes to add all the functions, to add all the things, but your write up and sketch should have everything, because your write up sketch is as equal weightage as your model. If your model is not there, or if model is accident happens or something happens, that page represents you. So do not be very casual about it. Color it, render it if you want. All the views, put it all: top view, side view, front view, give it a name, write the materials you have required, write your concept note properly, and then, process your model. So make sure that things that are on the model and on the paper also are same. In fact, your sketch should be much better than the model, right? So that the person, when they come to check, they'll be like, okay, this person has made this futuristic game, and yeah, the model represents that. Okay. Also, things to do: add things in your work which is not something normal, because you have crossed that level. Now you have done the first round. So things like sustainable design, futuristic design, design for special people like virtually impaired people, design for dyslexic people, design for on eco-friendly and climate change, and include these kinds of things in your design. That will always give a good impact. And make sure that you are managing your time. That's why we wear our watches always. Now, a few topics you can write which have been coming from past years and are very common, and there's nothing new in it. It's same as your cat papers or your NIFT syllabus. And you can write few topics which have been coming. So first is definitely memento slash trophy slash medal design. You can write that. Memento, medal, trophy design. Second thing, you can write fashion accessory design. Now, fashion accessory design means fashion product design: shoe, bag, belt, jewelry, accessories, shoes. Fashion accessories is that. Third thing, you can write lifestyle accessory or lifestyle product, which means, and anyone who doesn't understand English and you want me to repeat in Hindi, मैं हिंदी में ही बता सकती हूँ, तो मुझसे पूछ लेना एक बार अगर कोई भी doubt हो. So don't feel shy. um, Third thing, you can write lifestyle accessory design, which means your furniture, table, products that help you in your lifestyle: a suitcase, lifestyle product, a chair, a TV, a mobile phone, kitchen products. This is all lifestyle. Okay. So that you can write in bracket. Next thing you should write is storyboarding slash situations. You can write storyboards because that's the main topic. So like I said, Panchatantra tales can come, or a road crossing, right? 4-lane cross. So you can give situations, or vegetable market, something happening. I'm not talking about interiors and exteriors here. I'm talking about storyboarding and situations, something specific. Ramayan, depict Ramayan. Now depicting Ramayan, or depicting a Panchatantra tale doesn't have to be very the things that we have seen. It can be like, imagine Ravan having corona, so it can be that kind of storyboarding also. Okay, so we are going to extreme here. So because of course the level of exam has increased, so that's why we have to increase our level of preparation also. After that, you can write interiors slash exteriors. Interiors slash exteriors. Next one. Uh, in
Ma'am, just
interiors and exteriors. Yes.
2 minutes
Who's
are
talking?
me, Shreya.
Yes, Shreya.
Just 2 minutes are left for the
Okay, guys, can we end this session and can we rejoin? Just click on the same link and we will rejoin. Okay, Shreya, you can start again. Okay. Where was I? Yes. So if it's what I was telling, I completely forgot. Uh, I was at which topic, guys? What was the last thing I said? Everyone was sleeping or what?
Ma'am,
Varsha was
interior
sleeping.
or exterior?
Thank you, Bhumi. Okay, yes. So interior or exterior. If it's interior or exterior, interior means completely your rooms. They have asked people to make a kid's room, a designer's room, a artist's rooms. They have told people to do, their questions have come before where they have told to make an internet cafe, a restaurant. These kinds of things are interiors. Exteriors have also come, which means monuments, spaces around, or if it's a shopping mall, or these kinds of things. So interiors of a space and exteriors of a space, both are important. Next thing you can write is workspaces. Workspaces means like, what's the workspace of a chef? How does it look like? Workspace of a cobbler, workspace of a designer, workspace of a gardener, right? These have come in CAT also and have come in situation test also. Next, you can write like diary design, poster design, brochure design. These are all the graphic materials or mediums that we do in 3D also. For example, these days you have seen 3D posters coming up, 3D brochures. So, making them exactly like that. So, all in all, you have to understand that. And last, you can also mention normal product design. Sometimes it's like, products that are very futuristic that you make, for example, an umbrella for 2022. A mask can be given, definitely a futuristic mask. These kinds of things are some product questions that come always. And I think toy and game design is also a very important part and has come a lot. And I would always suggest that the whole design syllabus is a part of situation test. So if there are things that are present around you, then definitely they are a part of exam, because if you can design it, then it can come in exam. That's how the approach should be. That if a designer designs a cloth, t-shirt design has also come in, dress design has also come in 3D. So people make t-shirt designs in 3D. So these kinds of topics are very much important. um, Now, few tips I would like to give you all quickly, because this is a short ended session also, on these specific topics. So you can attend those also. But some tips that I can give for situation test would be that learn design. Don't learn art and craft, because this is a design college. So learn about, how was the first TV made, or How is the collar of a shirt made? Or what kind of different sleeves are there in a dress or a garment? Or you can learn how wheels are used in products, right? In cartwheels it's used, in skates it's used, in suitcase it's used. So do brainstorming on design based question. Don't take a paper and start sketching that, oh, today I will sketch a portrait, or today I will sketch a animal, today I will sketch a tree. That's what fine arts people do, and it's good for them. But this is design exam, and here you need to do brainstorming based on design. That okay, right now I have these earphones, can I make it better? Okay, there are AirPods, but AirPods fall from my ears, can my AirPods or my Bluetooth earphones be different? These earrings that we get behind, you have to touch every time it gets lost, can I come up with something which is magnetic and attaches itself? These things will get you more marks in exam. Design thinking, coming up with unique products and unique solutions, because that's what they are looking for. If they give you a question of making a bag, and all four of you or five of you or six of you make the same bag, I will not mark anyone. So look at the future. Think of that, situation test is not something you have to clear. It's a good designer you want to become, you want to get a job, you want to get a good college, so work in that direction. Watch documentaries, watch design movies, read design books. Apart from Indian designers, you should know which designers are there in the world. Do you know about Apple? How many people know about Apple? iPhone. You all keep asking na your parents, buy me an iPhone, buy me a MacBook. Who's the designer? Varsha, now though it should be read till now. If you have not learned it, then it's Johnny Ive, and you need to know him. Snap and Instagram and all. If imagine they tell you to design screens of a phone, or maybe you are designing a product in which you want to add screens and all, then of course you will do it in situation test in 3D. So Snapchat, who designed it? Instagram, who's the designer? you know so increase your general awareness. That's the tip. Increase your knowledge, and that is when you will not be afraid of going to exam and just being yourself, because that's what you like to do, and this is what you like to do in your time, designing. So learn about it. If it's a topic of toy and game design you are doing, go to Behance, see the projects that has more views, go to NID portfolios and see what students are doing, go to other pages and see these things. Okay, can we quickly can I take few questions on NIFT situation test? I would be glad to answer. Isha and Bhumi, any questions on NIFT situation test which I can answer? Varsha, Asrita, any questions? You all are getting 100 out of 100 or what? Then please refer me if you get full marks. So, Isha, any doubts? No doubts. How come?
मैम एक डाउट तो था
हाँ
कि
पूछो.
मैंने ना बहुत सारे मॉडल्स देखे थे, तो उसमें कलर पेंसिल्स यूज करी हुई थी शेडिंग करने के लिए.
अलाउड नहीं है, अलाउड ही
नहीं
नहीं
कर
है,
सकते.
अलाउड ही नहीं है. अगर तुम्हें व्हाइट पेपर मिल रहा है और तुम व्हाइट पेपर पे ऊपर येलो कलर करते जा रहे हो, तो उससे सामने वाले को तुम्हारे बारे में मतलब क्या इंफॉर्मेशन मिल रही है कि तुम्हें येलो कलर से पेंसिल कलर करना आता है? तो उसके तो मार्क्स हैं ही नहीं ना. मार्क्स क्या है? मार्क्स क्या है? अगर मुझे क्यूब बनाना है, अभी मैंने बनाया था, अगर मुझे क्यूब बनाना है तो मुझे पता होना चाहिए कि क्यूब में 6 सरफेसेस होते हैं, राइट? क्यूब में 6 सरफेस होते हैं. तो अगर मैं क्यूब का सरफेस डेवलपमेंट करूंगी तो उसमें 4 स्क्वायर बनेंगे पहले, 4 स्क्वायर, राइट? तो ये बेस हो गया, ये ऐसे हो गया, और ये 2 ऐसे बनेंगे, राइट, साइड में. So 2 will be on this side. So a cube in 3D will look like this. Okay. Now I also need to know as a designer that how will these two things stick? They can't stick. Can they stick? No, unless and until I make a flap, extra flap. So that means हर square के बगल में एक extra flap भी होगा जो इससे जुड़ेगा. राइट, इससे जुड़ेगा। तो इसका एग्जाम हो रहा है कि okay, if you want to make a bag, then you should know that if you do the surface development of a bag, it's a big rectangle first, then there is a side of the bag, then there's a cover of the bag, then there's a handle of the bag, then there's a belt, then you will buy closures, which means your zips are there, inside pockets are there, right? Maybe nowadays you are giving a coin pouch also in the bag. Maybe your bag can change colors, maybe your bag has a space to keep mask now. Okay, so all these things is what Marx is on, which is, you know, to create a bag, which is design a bag, not on, oh, how beautiful your bag is looking. No, you understood that, okay, these materials are required. If I have to, you know, give an order of 50 of these bags, it will cost me this much, because this much leather I will use, these many zips I will use, this much of material I will use. So you know, that's why you are doing this exam. You are doing this exam if in future you want to become an interior designer or a fashion designer. You should know how much material is being required, right, to make this in for masses or for a lot of people. So the evaluation process will be based on your design thinking and how much were you able to make your model look alike. Okay, so coloring on all these things not allowed. Don't do it. Even if you see a lot of people doing it, please, you stay away from it. And I am taking the guarantee of it. Okay, so if you not color, don't ever worry that you will get less marks. No, this happens in cat also, where, you know, a lot of people are these days using microns and all these things and putting online, but that's a trend of Instagram. A proper designer, what he does, he picks up a pencil and he makes his form. Making using micron is very easy. If I give micron to my mom also, she can draw, right? But if you will give someone pencil and tell them to make a circle, na, it will take a lot of time. But to make a circle from pencil and highlighter is very easy. So don't use it. Okay. And of course, one more thing I have to tell, because a lot of people have this doubt that, imagine you want to make a grass and now grass looks green. Okay. And they have not given you green color. Then what? It's okay, you can use white and put it, because in your sketch you will be showing na, there is grass with arrow, you have written in the sketch. So it doesn't matter which color it is of in the situation test. It's possible you will get black color, Asrita gets yellow, Varsha gets red. Then our product should not be based on the material we are getting. Okay, the design concept is more important, because I have had students who are very bad at sketching this year and have cleared, and they have cleared only because of their concept. So in situation test also, concept more important than the material. Don't give importance to the material that much. Okay, if your concept and your idea is brilliant and new, even if your model is half done, or even if your model is not that good looking, or you will still get very good marks, because you have come up with a concept that hundreds of people couldn't think of, right? So your marks is on your brain and your creativity and your uniqueness more. Okay. Okay. Any other questions? Asrita, Varsha, Priyanshi, questions? Bhumi, question. Offline, any fear, any stress, any other doubts that you have. And it happens sometimes that the questions come in later. They will come in when you will start working and these things. So make sure whenever you get these doubts, you have me on message, you have me in comments, you have me in Instagram, anywhere. You can just type and send it to me. I will reply. I'm replying to everyone. So if you have any doubts related to NIFT situation test, be it the stupidest question you think of or the intelligent one, everything is important. Everything is important. Yesterday also one student asked me that, you know, my toy has buttons. So it has 10 buttons now. So does she have to make 10? No, she can make one button and then just stick there 5 more circles. Okay, because it's a resemblance. Similarly, if you have to make a footwear, one part is enough. You don't have to make both. One is enough, one big model of prototype. Okay, similarly, numbers, letters, and all these things, if they are on a sheet and you have to write 1 to 100, so you can write 1 and you can write 100 and then you can write dot dot dot. So it's not necessary to, oh, I need to make everything and all that. No, it's a representation of your design. It's a mock-up, it's a prototype. So the more neater and the more crisp and clear you can make it, it's the best. And you can do anything. Again, like in cat, there was freedom of doing anything. Do not stop yourself from doing anything in exam. For example, if people are making, it's a watch, you can make a hand and put the watch on it. You can make a display stand for the watch. You can do anything. So it's a fight of 2 hours. How much can you do in 2 hours? How much can you design in 2 hours? Okay, guys. This is it. Please reach out to me in any kind of college information, counseling. You want to know more about situation tests, more about centers, more about material, anything. I have all information. Please, you can message me anytime on my WhatsApp. You can reach out to us on our Instagram, on our YouTube channel, and all these things, and we will help you out. Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Shreya, you can stop the recording. Thank you.